Salutations readers, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nkechi and this is going to be a general life update. Hence why I'm trying to feel nice and comfy. I'm right by the couch, corner of the couch, because, I just feel like it. And speaking of life updates, right now, I am dog sitting Archibald, which if you've seen my spring break vlog. He was introduced in that vlog, and probably you've seen me maybe in the background for several sprints throughout the past few months as well. You've probably seen Archibald as well. But in case you have not seen him, there he is, right there, probably licking his nether regions, but he is there. So that is Archibald. He's a less floofier than he usually is because he had a shave, but you know what? That's okay though. He's still really cute. So that's just like a quick update right now. We're watching him for the rest of this weekend, and then I think we'll watch him next weekend, the weekend after that. So, yeah. So if you hear anything in the background, you now know who the culprit is. Anyways, as far as this life update, this is just giving you a major yap session because it just has been a while since I've actually get to sit down and actually talk with y'all and update y'all on what's been going on in my life. But I guess the long story short, really, to be quite honest, is that, I finished school. Well, I didn't finish school. I just finished the semester. The semester is over. I still have more schooling to do before I get my degree. I've been reading, watching movies, television, gaming, into sports. I have a lot of side quests to talk to y'all about. So we're just going to get right into it. So I kind of feel like I need to reintroduce myself in a way for those who have been maybe in and out here on the channel, especially if you've just been here in my sprints and you haven't seen much of my actual video content. I don't know, I guess I'll wait to reintroduce myself, I guess. So kind of treat this like a podcast episode, have me in the background when you're doing something. So let's start with school. So this semester started mid-January and it is now it's been ended for now, I think over a week now, so nearly 2 weeks actually. The spring semester was definitely an adjustment period for me because it has been so long since I've been in school. So it took me a while for me to really adjust to the speed, the pacing, making sure I'm keeping up with my schoolwork and stuff, creating a new routine. And I will say the first half of the spring semester is the time to start of the semester to spring break. That's the first half. That one was kind of tough for me, not gonna lie, to adjust. And then the second half of the semester, I think in my spring break vlog, I was like, yeah, after spring break, it's go, go, go. We have no breaks and then that time, and it's true, there was very little actual time where I didn't have classes. The only time I didn't have classes is if my professors had something going on with their lives where they're not able to have someone to sub in for us and stuff like that. So that's really the only times when I really did not have any class. So I basically had to go to school Monday through Thursday. So it's a lot. And as far as my grades, though, it's been pretty good. I did, unfortunately, fail one class, which is the class that I was kicking my butt throughout the entire semester. It was also a class that I did consider withdrawing from, since it was too late to drop it officially, but I just took it out because I'm what's the point? Maybe I could try to see if I can get a passing grade, and no, I did not. So it's not a required class for my degree, but it is but the type of class is a requirement in order for me to get my associate degree. So I'm going to need to take a class somewhat like it, or at least fits that kind of particular requirement later on in my schooling. So it's not going to be this fall though, because this fall I already registered for classes, so there's nothing for me there. So maybe the next spring I'll find a class that's similar to it, but something that's a little bit more manageable. I don't know. I definitely have learned that the actual delivery method for the classes I'm taking really does matter in order for me to succeed. So definitely something for me to learn, but unfortunately though, not every class that I take is going to be a little bit more flexible as far as the delivery method. So I'm going to just have to kind of live with it for the most part. And it definitely sucks having to fail a class. Well, not have to fail, but I ended up failing the class because honestly, to be quite honest with y'all, I literally ran out of gas when it was the finals week itself. The week before finals week, I was I need to finish everything. I need the semester to end because I'm literally running out of gas. And I basically just got gassed out by that finals week. I had to be physically at the school the Monday during finals week. And that's it. That's the only time I had to be there physically. So from the other two classes, because actually I had two classes I had finals for in person. And it was that Monday. And then I had finals for on my other classes on a Tuesday and a Thursday, but I didn't have to be there physically. So I think that kind of also messed things up for me as far as my my energy and how to like handle those. In fact, I was actually really worried that I would not pass a certain class because I did all the work but like turn in this one thing for the final, and I'm just like, I don't have it in me. Like, I don't have any actual excuses why I didn't do it. I just did not have the energy in me to do anything about it. I just didn't. I didn't have it. I'd known about it for weeks, but I just couldn't do it. I was trying to work on final projects and other essays and stuff. 2 speeches within 1 week. Ugh. It was just a lot, and there's just no way. I just didn't have it. I really did not have it. I literally just burnt out on finals week, which is something that I need to keep in mind of for the fall semester, because I really cannot have that kind of thing happen again. So I'm going to try to make sure that like I have the energy by the end of the semester. Anyways, what was I talking about? So yeah, challenges, having a consistent sleep schedule. I figured it out towards the second half of the semester, but the first half was definitely a struggle. I could not find work study throughout the entire semester, so that definitely sucked. I'm more hopeful though for the fall semester. And then of course though, as the semester started, the American football season was ending, and then my brain's just like, I need more football. So I did have a lot of football brain rot the first half. I still had it the second half, but it was more manageable by then because I was used to having like, well, there is no football, so it's kind of like to deal with it. But as far as lessons, let's see. I definitely had to learn to be more adaptable for sure. Adapting to the lack of sleep schedule, figuring out what to do with myself and my energy levels. So for sure, I had to be very adaptable, and I found more time to read as well. So whenever I'm commuting to and from school, I find time to read. That's also when I do a lot of my audiobook listening, not gonna lie, was during those commutes. Let's see, I've been using the mental health services, so that was really good, using my library. Not just the public library, but also like the actual school library. That actually was really helpful for me. And also using there's a writing and tutoring center as well. I use that. So making sure I'm using the college services, that actually has really helped me throughout the semester. And it's definitely something I'm for sure doing for the rest of my schooling career. Especially if I do end up even going beyond the associates. If I do end up getting a bachelor's or even a master's, which I don't even know I'm going to do that much. But, if I do, for sure, mental health services, school library, tutoring center, I'm going to use all the resources that I can use. So for sure. And there is also a campus cover, which is basically a place where for any students who have a hard time accessing food, there are free resources where you can get some food for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and stuff. So I'm very grateful for that as well. Definitely learned a lot. I definitely gained some new skills for sure in my college writing, public speaking, my video art classes, even though video art itself, I'm like, again, I do YouTube, so it's like, how much do I really learn? But actually, I did definitely learn some things for sure, especially like making video art specifically, than like just making a YouTube video, especially if it's just a sit-down video like this. So definitely learned some things. Let's see, public speaking. Definitely, I've learned that I'm just a natural public speaker for sure. Like, I feel like public speaking was one of the easier classes that I've taken this semester. And then college writing was mostly just for me, it was a requirement regardless, but also I definitely had to relearn how to like write in the college level. So nice to know that that's done. And then of course my intro to anthropology class. Yeah, that's the one that I failed. So not happy about it, but it is what it is, right? Now, moving on from school things, let's get on to reading. So what have I been reading? I'm not going to do like a whole like wrap up or anything because I'm going to do a whole media I consumed in spring 2026 because I kind of read a lot actually in March and April. May definitely I've slowed down. Actually, I did even slow down even in April, actually. I slowed down in April. I read a lot in March. May, I'm trying to see if I can get myself back into it again. But so far, it's slow going right now for May. Apologies, dog interlude again. What was I talking about? Reading, right. So I'm just gonna talk just briefly about the books I have been somewhat reading, but also like started. I don't know, I've been kind of stop and go for certain books right now because I really am stuck with certain books right now. So let's start with my longest pause book right now so far, and that at least on an active streak at least, and that is Song of Solomon by Toni Morrison. I have been on and off reading this book. I don't even remember when I started reading it. I generally don't. I need to consult Storygraph. Oh, okay. So it's April. Still, it's been over a month, and I'm like 17% of the way through, but it's paused because I'm just not in the headspace to read a Toni Morrison right now, which kind of sucks because I've been wanting to read more of her books. But this particular book, I don't know, I'm kind of struggling with it. But again, I'm not far into it, so maybe I need a little bit more patience, but like if I keep trying, if I'm not getting into it, I need to DNF it. So for right now, it's on pause, but don't be surprised if you follow me on Storygraph and you see did not finish. I also put on pause The Last Contract of a Sako by Fonda Lee. I have it as an e-arc from Orbit, and the book has been out for like weeks now. It's been out since May 5th. I've been wanting though to have it read already though, like read before the publication date, which I did not get a chance to do that, so that really sucks. I do like it. I guess my brain is just not in the mood for a sci-fi, so that sucks. I actually had to get this book out of pause because I actually now more interested in reading it, and it's Behind Five Willows by June Her. This actually book comes out literally on May 26th, which is very soon as of I'm recording. So I don't think I'm going to get my review up before the publication, but I'm hoping to be around publication date. We shall see. It is a Pride and Prejudice retelling in the Joseon Dynasty, and I am enjoying it. So definitely one that I definitely plan on reading and reviewing. And then as far as the books that I've started recently, I did start reading As Many Souls as Stars by Natasha Siegel. Now, I haven't been reading it lately, though, because I don't know. I think my brain is not much in a fantasy mood, or even speculative fiction mood, maybe, because that is similar to my reason for why I'm not reading much of The Last Contract with Sako. Because I don't know. I mean, I literally got this book not too long ago. Actually, I got it as an audiobook on Libra FM. And it's a historical fantasy, I think somewhat of a sapphic romance or something. Or is it lesbian? Maybe it's lesbian. I don't know yet. I know this is just queer romance. And that's what the tags are on Storygraph. But I don't know much else. I think it has to do something with a Faustian bargain as well. Like, I don't know. I don't know much. I'm not very far into it either. I'm like 4 or 5% of the way through. I don't really have much to say about it, but I want to keep reading it. But I'm definitely not I'm not really particularly in the mood for speculative fiction, which is so weird to me. Like, I'm usually one to read speculative fiction, and yet, ever since, I don't know, maybe somewhat after spring break, I think, I've not been much in the mood for speculative fiction. Kind of weird. But also, I don't know, it's leaving me opportunities to read other things, I guess. For example, actually, my other book that I'm actually way further into, I'm actually 45% of the way through this book. It's called Jane Austen's Bookshelf by Rebecca Romney. This is a history/biography. It's partially biography in the sense of like talking about Jane Austen's life and her literary works and her life and stuff, but also it's a history as far as like the women writers that inspired Jane Austen in her novels. And also it kind of gives a biography of each of those women writers as well. And I don't know, I actually am really enjoying it. I've only read up to like the first 3 authors, and I think there's supposed to be like 8 that this book is in reference to. So I've only read about, this is 8. I don't know all 8, but I have only read up for Frances Burney, Anne Radcliffe, and Charlotte Lennox. So those are like the 3 women authors I've read about that inspired Jane Austen, which is really, really cool, not gonna lie. I do recommend the audiobook as well. It is narrated by the author herself. But yeah, those are like my main focuses right now as far as reading. For sure though, Behind Five Willows and Jane Austen's Bookshelf, those are like my more focused books right now. Everything else is like whenever I get an opportunity to read them, I guess. But I probably am going to start something new. Let's see. As far as my movies and TV, I don't really have much actual movies to really talk about, to be quite honest. I'm going to wait for my media is consumed, my spring wrap-up video. That one, you'll get all my movie stuff. As far as TV, I did actually finish watching Abbott Elementary Season 5. I caught up on the show now. So now I'm anxiously waiting for Season 6. And I really did like Season 5. I do think I need to do a rewatch, though, because I've been watching Season 5 as the new episodes have been coming out. So I haven't actually rewatched. So I haven't rewatched the full season just back-to-back, just all the way through now. I definitely need to do that. But I gotta say, I did enjoy watching Season 5. I think it's a really good season, and I'm really excited for Season 6. And also, randomly, I've been rewatching some Hell's Kitchen. I don't know why. I've just been rewatching various Hell's Kitchen seasons. I've rewatched season 10, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Wow, I've rewatched Wait, have I really rewatched seasons 9 through 20? Wow, I just realized that. And really, wow, I really did not realize I rewatched all those seasons already. Although I also, to some extent, even rewatched season 24. Did I rewatch season 23? For the most part, yeah, that's season 2. I guess the only seasons I have yet to rewatch are, 1 through 8. And then 21 and 22. Huh. That's interesting. I guess I legitimately, and I also keep in mind, I've been like hopping around the seasons too. Like I've now rewatched those seasons 9 through 20 in chronological order. I've just been going back and forth on various seasons. So, wow, I really did not realize I've been rewatching that much of Hell's Kitchen. Sometimes that is a sign of me stressing out. I've been doing that like throughout the semester. So, just realize that. So yeah, not much on actually to talk about TV. Gaming. So, through the beginning of the semester, I finished playing The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Very, very happy that I finished that game. Very, very satisfied with the ending of the game as well. The story, doing the quest, very, very satisfied. Then I started playing Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. And unfortunately, with the way that the game is set up, where you get to switch between multiple characters, it was very hard for me to play on like the handheld. So I had the game docked on the dock and it connected to the TV. That's not only really the best way to really play it, but also I don't particularly like the mode of it either. I really prefer an open world game. So I kind of had I pretty much put that game on pause for right now. So I'm not really interested right now to get back into that. And then I started replaying Breath of the Wild again, and then I actually completed the game. Now I didn't do the boss fight. I did like as many of the shrines. I think I did all the shrines. I don't know if I were actually, to be quite honest, I don't know if I found all the shrines, but for every shrine that I found, I did complete all the puzzles. So, to me, that's me doing all the shrines. And I did as many of the quests as I could. I think I did all the side quests that I could do. I think there's a lot of shrine quests that I found that I did as well. And I did all the main quests except for, doing the final boss fight, which I just didn't want to do. I don't find doing that boss fight in Breath of the Wild to be as satisfying. But to me, though, I already completed doing Breath of the Wild. It was a lot easier, not gonna lie, doing the game the second time through. So, very fun. And then now I'm actually just replaying Tears of the Kingdom now, which I'm definitely taking my time with because there's a lot more side quests. There's a lot more things for me to do as well. So, taking my time with it, having a lot of fun, not gonna lie. That's kind of like really what I've been doing gaming-wise. I don't know, I've just been a Zelda kick right now. I haven't started playing any new games. There are actually a couple of games that I need to go back to playing again, which is Splatoon 3. I have not played that in a long minute, and I really need to get back into that game. Not gonna lie. Also, just to like switch up the gameplays that I've been playing. But yeah, that's it for gaming. Sports. Okay, y'all. We need to talk about sports because, my gosh, again, like I said before, football brain rot, because the beginning of the semester, we literally started the semester with the playoffs, right? Just trying to get to the Super Bowl. Super Bowl happened. I think I briefly talked about Super Bowl stuff, so I'm not going to talk over about the Super Bowl anymore. That's been happened. What else about the NFL right now? Let's see. I think the Combine happened in March. The draft happened in April. Oh yeah, free agency happened in March as well. That was definitely a frenzy. So many trades, there was some drama, y'all, during free agency. Before the new league year even started, it was a whole thing regarding the Baltimore Ravens, the Las Vegas Raiders, the whole thing with, like, I think, what was it, Max Crosby? Yeah, that whole trade. Or the trade that didn't even actually happen. Yeah, it's a bit controversial on that one. Still interested to see, though, how that fallout is going to pan through in like the regular season. Very curious. And also, especially speaking of off-season news, I don't know if y'all are familiar, but like the head coach of the New England Patriots, y'all, that drama, whoo boy, yeah, I see this kind of drama bleeding into the regular season in September as well. I will be surprised if he remains the head coach for a good long minute. I'm going to be very surprised. Currently, right now, he's listed as the head coach. I wonder, as the months go on, as more photos are released and things, I'm very curious. Yeah, it continues to be a mess. All right, my soap opera. The NFL is my soap opera. And since my soap opera is basically on pause, I had to move to a different one. And that is now the NBA. So I'm going to say this much. I'm not really much of a basketball fan. I know that Minnesota has a basketball team for both the men and the women. We have the Timberwolves for the men. We have the Lynx for the women. The WNBA has already started. I haven't really watched live games, but I have subscribed to the WNBA's YouTube channel, which they do have highlights for all the games, which I do recommend. For those of you who are basketball fans, please support the WNBA. I actually had no idea that this is the 30th season of the WNBA. Like, I didn't even know that the WNBA was that young, like, as a league. And there's only 15 teams. So, yeah, I'm trying to learn more about this league right now. WNBA, really cool. Regular season has started. The Lynx, we're starting off really slow. We'll see how things go as the season progresses. But also, there's not many games either. I think it's like 44 games. And then the NBA, with the men, it's 82 in the regular season. Crazy stuff. Anyways, right now the playoffs are going on right now. It's best of 7. There's multiple series, and the series is best of 7, so you gotta win 4 games. The Timberwolves, they beat the Denver Nuggets in round 1 in the playoffs, but then they lost in round 2 in the Western Conference semifinals against the San Antonio Spurs. And right now, the San Antonio Spurs are going against the Oklahoma City Thunder, and I generally am worried about the Spurs because since they beat the Wolves, I was like, Wolves continue to disappoint. So I'm like, look, I think it's really cool with Victor Wembanyama doing his thing and stuff for the San Antonio Spurs. But Western Conference Finals is definitely looking very, very tough for them. I was really optimistic that they could beat the Thunder, but I don't know. It's looking like the Thunder could be beating the Spurs. And that's not something I put on my bingo card, to be quite honest with you. I really am worried the Spurs, though. At this point, I really got to see that they can beat them by game 6, but we'll see. Because if not, they could lose by game 5. So that's the San Antonio Spurs. Let's see. Then the Knicks, the New York Knicks. Started off rough for them in the first round. Then the second round, they blew out the Philadelphia 76ers. And now they're going against the Cleveland Cavaliers. And the Cavs are not looking good. I'm sorry to any Cav fans right now. It's not looking good for y'all. The Knicks are looking good, y'all. I mean, the New York Knicks have not even won the NBA Finals in like over half a century. So they are determined right now to win this series to get to the NBA Finals. But yeah, that's all my thoughts right now as far as sports. I'm just here for some sports soap dramas right now. I'm into the NFL, NBA, and the WNBA right now. When the NBA Finals are done, I'm for sure going to continue on watching the WNBA for sure, like the regular season games. That's definitely going to hold me over until also the World Cup is coming pretty soon. I don't know I'm going to watch anything about the World Cup though. I don't know. But anyways, for right now, that's all my thoughts on as far as sports. And those are all my side quests. That's kind of what I've been doing the past few months now. So yeah, that's all I have for y'all. Thank you all for joining me watching this video. I know it's a long update here, but I just had a really yap, y'all. And also just keep in mind as well too, I have all these side quests, all these interests and stuff, and you're probably gonna see a little bit of content about my side quests because I have opinions. I have a lot of things to say, and I'm realizing that I can't particularly... Another dog interlude. He started barking. I don't know why he was starting barking, but regardless, my battery is dying, so I'm going to say bye. Thank you all for watching. Like the video, like and subscribe if you want to, if you're new here. As far as emoji, leave me a book, film strip, TV, game controller, or some sort of sports-related emojis. You can pick all of them. You can pick one of them, a couple of them, whichever one you want. But again, thank you all for watching this video, and I hope to see you on my next one. Bye!